Hey guys, for this video, we're just going to be doing a root shadow. So that was the before, and this is what we're going to be doing for our service today.
Okay, I'm going to be doing a root shadow on my client. I'm going to be doing half 7-1 and half 7-0 to help blend her roots out a little bit more, just where there's a little bit too much of a line of where the bleach is, where maybe it didn't like feather up very good. So we're going to blend that line out with our Schwarzkopf Agora Vibrance. Medium blonde, natural, and a little bit of the Sender for a little bit of a cooler tone.
For those of you that are wondering, this is what her hair is essentially going to fade to. This is the service that we do every time, and this is how it looks when she comes back. It grows out really nicely, no line of demarcation, so that root shadow really helps blend.
You can scoot back all the way. And we'll just
Okay, I had to keep that little bit of the audio in the video because I know that if you guys saw me just like grab her hair and pull her back and move her head, you guys would have been in my comments like, stop being so mean and rough on your clients. So I wanted you guys to hear that. I did ask her, like, let's scoot you back and then tilt your head up. So anyways, back to the actual service. So I actually thought I recorded this whole service for you guys. So I apologize that it doesn't show the bleaching, the highlights. For some reason, it didn't actually record. It only recorded like 19 seconds of the actual highlights. So I apologize, but we're going to make do with what we got. So we're just going to do the root shadow. So normally, I know you guys are going to look at this and think like how messy and sloppy of an application this is. So for her highlights, I went through and did like backcombed weave, and she only wanted her blonde to go, she still wanted to be rooty. So I didn't take her blonde all the way up to her scalp, but I did backcomb it and leave it probably within an inch of her roots. So that's why her, I can't like take very defined partings and sectionings because of that back comb. It's hard to like go through and like section her hair. The reason why I don't want to comb her hair out when I'm doing the root shadow, and here's a little tip for you guys if you're new to root shadowing, I don't like my root shadow to look like a harsh line. Some people will do like a root tap where they're just like applying the root shadow as if you were doing like a root retouch color. Well, then I feel like that makes the root shadow look just like too harsh of a solid line. I kind of like leaving the back comb in there because then it kind of softens as like when you comb the back comb out, it softens that root shadow and it helps blur the line a little bit more, so that it's not just like a solid root retouch color essentially. So basically for a root shadow, what you're trying to do here is somebody that wants to have more of like a lived-in blonde hair color, somebody that wants to be a little bit more natural. They want to be blonde, but they don't want to feel like they have to come in every 2 months or something because their blonde line of demarcation is really strong. So when you go over and just essentially you're blurring the line of the bleach. So you're just go through as if you're doing like a root retouch. You can see here that I'm just tapping like where the blonde meets the roots. And this is what's going to help get rid of that blonde line of demarcation. So that way when you'll see at the end that it just blends really nicely. And those roots, they're not too like old school scalp foils where like the highlights go all the way up to the scalp and everything, and then it grows out really harshly. This is what's going to help blur that line from happening. For this client, I can go through and just pick up the blonde foils where I did my application. But if you went through and did somebody that had like a really very full highlight, I would go through and obviously like section my client out a lot more particular and take like your standard like 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch sectioning and do your root shadow application. And then probably every 3 sections, I would take a comb and just or a brush and comb straight through the hair. That's also gonna help blur that line, so that way it's not just like a straight line of like, which looks like a root retouch. Oh my god, a root retouch. Oh my, I'm like stumbling on my words. Okay. I'm like so sorry that this video is so scrambled. I feel like I have like 5 minutes to tell you what I'm doing because that's all I got recorded. You know what? If this is your first video that you have seen of me, I apologize ahead of time. Please don't base my channel off of this video and how bad my voiceover is, you guys. I'm going to link a few other root retouches and or root shadow videos in the description. So if you want to watch something else that might be a little bit more like better of a example of a tutorial or whatever, I'm gonna put those videos in the description so you have other videos to base your opinion of me off of. But you know, give me a like and a subscribe, please. So I also want to say for this application, I did start where she parts her hair because I want to make sure that that has the longest time to deposit and to go a little bit darker. And then you'll see me now that I'm going back over her hair. I'm kind of dragging it down a little bit, maybe like 2 inches down into her hair. And that's because I want it to be darker directly where she parts her hair and directly in the roots. And then the last like few minutes that it will sit on there, because when I first did the root application, that was probably like 10-15 minutes ago. By the time I'm starting to drag it down like probably 2 inches into her blonde, that's not going to sit as long. So that helps kind of create a little bit better of a blend to have more of like a blended root instead of like a harsh line. So you can see here how soft and nice that blend is. It's a little bit darker directly on the root from where we first applied, but then you can see it kind of fades and softly gets a little bit brighter as it extends down into the blonde. So I hope you guys like this video. I'm sorry that I kind of sound like a crackhead. I'm not. It's just, you know, I have limited time. I'm a talker. I don't have that much time to talk and tell you what the heck I'm doing. So I apologize, but the color looks really good. Looks really pretty. And I hope you like this video. And I hope you maybe learned something, even though I'm not going to blame you if you didn't. This kind of was really crazy, but I'm trying to get something out of the content that I gathered. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you like this. I hope you like this video. And but look at it. That root shadow does look good. It does help blend. If you haven't done a root shadow before, it's not like you're trying to cover up the blonde completely. You're just trying to blend the roots, soften it so that it doesn't grow out as harshly. That's essentially like what the goal of a root shadow is. I've been doing hair for 20 years. If you're somebody that's in your 40s or older and you don't know what a root shadow is, this is basically what you're trying to accomplish. Just trying to soften the roots a little bit more so that way somebody can go a little bit longer. Like, you know, she only comes in like 2 times a year. Some clients don't want to have to be on a strict schedule of getting their hair colored. So doing a root shadow is going to help a client not feel like they have to come in very regularly. So I'll leave you guys with that. And I'm going to leave you with a few other videos in the description. I apologize, but also thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Ugh, it's me again. Her hair just looks so pretty. I hope you guys, I know like it looks chaotic when I'm doing my application, but you can see in the end that the hair turned out really pretty. Here's her before again, and here's her after. You can see she has that defined root, and then it softly blends out. I'm so sad that this didn't record. I thought I'm gonna have a really pretty blonde, lived-in blonde color for you guys, and then turns out I didn't get all the content that I wanted. But anyways, I hope you like this video on how to do a disheveled root shadow. Is that what we're going to call it? Again, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.